Truth Unveiled here, and today I would like to go over with you all of the states of emergencies that we've been seeing these past couple of days, as well as share with you the bigger agenda behind all this, because yes, there's always a bigger agenda. Now, I'm here at the LA Times, and the reason we're here is because it says wildfire burns more than 30,000 acres, prompting state of emergency. 2 dead and 100 structures were lost. And anytime you see this words or this phrase, state of emergency, some serious alarm bells should be ringing, and we're going to go over that and we're going to see why that's the case. But it goes on to say that fire officials confirmed 2 fatalities Friday in a fast-moving fire near Lake Isabella that has scorched more than 30,000 acres and destroyed 100 structures. As of Friday evening, the blaze was 5% contained, and Governor Jerry Brown issued a state of emergency for Kern County, a move that helps more quickly get aid to impacted communities. Now, this isn't the first time that California has been under states of emergencies, because we also saw states of emergencies in Los Angeles specifically a few months ago with the whole nuclear incidents that have been going on as well. So we know that it is common for there to be states of emergencies. However, could there be a bigger agenda behind all this? And the question you should be thinking about is, why are we seeing an uptick of these states of emergencies? Why are we seeing an uptick in all of these disasters? Has it ever occurred to you why we're constantly seeing these things if everything's supposed to be getting better, if everything's supposed to be okay according to Mr. Obama? Well, it looks like it's quite the opposite. I wonder why that's the case. But it even goes on to say the firefighters said they were dealing with increasingly gusty winds Friday evening, bringing new worries that the fire will start spreading rapidly again. About 2,000 people have been evacuated as firefighters try to defend some 1,500 homes. About 800 firefighters are on the scene now, and officials hope to eventually have 1,000, they said. And it goes on to talk more about the fire and gives more information about the fire, which I will leave links for below. But this isn't the first time that we've been seeing wildfires on the West Coast specifically, because we also saw the giant wildfires in Canada last month too that affected up to 90,000 people and destroyed many homes. So the question we should be thinking about is, what is really going on here? Because there's something your government is not telling you. There's something that those Zionists at the top are not telling you, and there's something that your elites are not telling you, and you're going to find out exactly what that is. Because I'm here at KPBS, which even says Governor Brown declares state of emergency as Central California fire leaves 2 dead. And this was also reported by the Associated Press. And the reason I'm going over this is because I want to go over something cryptic in this, but it says a wildfire that has destroyed 80 homes and killed 2 people has prompted Governor Jerry Brown to declare a state of emergency in Central California. Okay, but then it goes on to say the proclamation issued Friday frees up money and resources for the firefight and the aftermath of the blaze. It also temporarily suspends some state regulations and waives fees as a way to ease the return of evacuees and those who have lost homes. And that's another thing. Where are they taking these evacuees? Where are they going is the better question. But even when it says suspend some state regulations, oh, suspending of states' rights, suspension of states' rights, there's something more sinister going on with all of this, and I'm going to tell you what that is in just a second. But I'm here at WSAZ, which even says West Virginia governor declares state of emergency for 44 counties. And what you will see is that this was around the exact same time as the state of emergency declared in Central California. Is that a coincidence? I think not. But let's keep going. It even says the state and local emergency officials are working to help families impacted by Thursday's severe weather. Governor Earl Ray Tomblin has declared a state of emergency for 44 counties. The flooding we experienced Thursday and into today is among the worst in a century for some parts of the state, Governor Tomblin said. And why are we seeing all of this flooding like no other in these different places? Why is that the case? But it goes on to say our team in the Emergency Operations Center worked through the night and continues to coordinate efforts with local officials today. Now, the governor goes on to give his condolences to those who were affected, but it goes on to say, and it's interesting when it says 150 members of the National Guard has been called to assist in the situation. And you're probably thinking, oh, but that's normal. Oh, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, there's something bigger going on here. It even goes on to say that a state of emergency declaration does not restrict travel or mandate the closing of businesses according to the release, sort of insinuating that it could at one point. But let's let's keep going. In addition, a state of emergency declaration does not mean the state will receive federal assistance. And then it talks about more if those who are affected need more assistance. Why am I even talking about all of this? Because you need to see the bigger agenda and just what's really going on and what time it really is. Has it ever occurred to you, or do you think it's a little suspicious and a little interesting and suspicious indeed that all of this would occur? Not only do we see a state of emergency in West Virginia, but also California around the same time as Brexit and around the same time that these worldwide economies are plummeting and plunging right now. Is that a coincidence? I think not. And it's time you wake up and see exactly what they're getting ready for. And it's also no surprise that both the state of emergencies issued in West Virginia and in California happen around the exact same day on a Friday, by the way. No surprise there. And you're going to see why that's so important. But don't worry, your government has a plan. Don't worry, Mr. Obama has a plan, doesn't he? Because I'm here at the BBC and it says West Virginia deadly floods. Obama declares major disaster. Some serious red flags should be waving. Some serious alarm bells should be ringing if you're awakened. If you're awakened to truth, then you should know exactly what time it is and why this is so important. And if not, I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. But it even says that U.S. President Barack Obama has declared a major disaster in the state of West Virginia, where the worst floods in more than a century have left at least 24 people dead. And he also ordered federal aid for 3 of the worst affected counties following a request by the governor, Earl Ray Tomblin. And that's exactly what it did to supplement state and local recovery efforts in the area affected by severe storms, flooding, landslides, and mudslides. But let me ask you this. Think nationally. What if something like this were to happen nationally? What if the president were to declare a state of emergency nationally speaking, and there were to be some national emergency or emergencies that you didn't even know about or expected? What if that were to happen? No one knows the day or hour, but what if that were to happen? What would be initiated then? Are you starting to piece it all together and see what time it is? Are you starting to see the cryptic symbolism behind all this and how it's all a test and it's one giant test leading up to the big one? Because your government has been conducting tests and has been getting ready for martial law for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. And this is just one of the many ways that they're getting ready for this. Now, I'm here too at WESH, which also talks about the state of emergency declared from Tropical Storm Colin back in Florida. No surprise there, because it just seems as though the word state of emergency is the new word now for the government, just like the word terrorist. They love using these words and throwing these words out there because they know exactly the bigger agenda and what time it is. Because just remember, you could be a terrorist if you're watching this video right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Because nothing is ever a mere coincidence whatsoever. And when you start to understand the bigger agenda, then you start to piece everything together and see exactly what time it is. Because do you really think that it's just a mere coincidence that, oh, West Virginia and California states of emergencies occurred on the same day at the exact same time that the worldwide economies are plummeting, around the same time as the Brexit situation, not to mention the Independence Day propaganda that we're even seeing with the Independence Day Resurgence movie that just came out a couple of days ago? Oh, but it's all a coincidence, isn't it? And if you still think that it is, it's time to really wake up, reevaluate, try again, and think again. Because I'm here at Rex 84, and whether you know it or not, but Rex 84 is the FEMA's blueprint for martial law in America, and that is why you're seeing all of these things. Now, what Rex 84 is a comprehensive plan to lock up American citizens in detention camps during the times of emergency or states of emergency. Interesting. But it even says the plan is called Rex 84, short for Readiness Exercise 1984. Through Rex 84, an undisclosed number of concentration camps were set in operation throughout the United States, more than 800 of them to be exact, for internment of dissidents and others potentially harmful to the state, aka the government, such as those of you who are watching this video right now. The Rex 84 program was originally established on the reasoning that if a mass exodus of illegal aliens crossed the Mexican-U.S. border, they would be quickly rounded up and detained in detention centers by FEMA. Now, this plan was first revealed from the Iran-Contra hearings back in 1987 and was subsequently reported by the Miami Herald on July 5th, 1987, which says, quote, "These camps are to be operated by FEMA should martial law need to be implemented in the United States, and all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation and the Attorney General's signature on a warrant to which a list of names is attached. And by the way, it's unconstitutional what your president is doing through all these executive orders, and not just Mr. Obama, but all the ones before him. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, because if you are not aware of these executive orders and what they're doing through them, they're what? They're illegally pushing all of this stuff. They're illegally pushing all these so-called acts to implement martial law and to lock up American citizens and dissidents. That is exactly what they're doing. And the way they're going to do that is through all the so-called states of emergencies and planned emergencies. That's why it's upticking more and more, because the real purpose of FEMA is to not only protect the government, but to be its principal vehicle for martial law. And that's why you're seeing all these states of emergencies, because they're getting ready to round up American citizens, so-called dissidents, and place them into FEMA camps, courtesy all these so-called emergencies that are all planned and staged ahead of time. Because like I said, they're testing for what? They're testing not only for FEMA camps, but they're also testing for your reaction. They're also testing for martial law and getting ready to implement martial law, as well as the national lockdown. And that's why you see the National Guard and the military on board as well, because yes, your military is in on this scheme as well. That's why they're planning to flood both the West and the East Coast. I'm telling you, it's time to wake up and see exactly what time it is and see how deep this rabbit hole really goes. And even the governor of Iowa, Tom Vilsack, even called the proposal of Rex 84 one step away from a complete takeover of the National Guard. Didn't we just see the National Guard in West Virginia? Was it one big test preparing for the New World Order and martial law? Of course it is, especially when it happened on a Friday. Did you see X-Files Season 10 premiere? It's time to wake up and see what the truth is right in front of you. And that is exactly the problem, reaction, solution that we always see from the government. They cause the problems, and then they cause the reaction, and then what? They offer their own solution, which is to round up dissidents. And that is why they're pushing this whole terrorism agenda, because like I said, you could be a terrorist if you're watching this video right now, and you could be a political dissident if you don't agree with your lovely government. And so they'll have to detain you because of that. I'm telling you, that's the bigger agenda, and that's where it's headed. And we already see it being tested with all these states of emergencies that are occurring around the same time as Brexit and everything else. Not a coincidence whatsoever. Now, I'm also here talking about Operation Cable Splicer and Garden Plot, and it even says that Rex 84 allowed many military bases to be closed down and to be turned into prisons. And yes, that actually happened. Operation Cable Splicer and Garden Plot are the two sub-programs which will be implemented once the Rex 84 program is initiated for its proper purpose. Garden Plot is the program to control the population, and Cable Splicer is the program for an orderly takeover of the state and local governments by the federal government, as we see going on with these unconstitutional executive orders that your lovely presidents keep signing into office. Why is that the case? But it goes on to say that FEMA is the executive arm of the coming police state, and thus will head up all operations. The presidential executive orders already listed on the Federal Register also are part of the legal framework for this operation. And I highly recommend all of you look up Operation Cable Splicer and Operation Garden Plot more on your own time if you already haven't, but also look into the unconstitutional executive orders and how the government has the so-called legal right to displace you and to take over modes of transportation. They could take over your house, they could take over your car, they could take over your kids, they can take over you in case of an emergency, and they have the so-called legal right to put you into a FEMA camp or a detention camp. I'm not making this stuff up. It's time to wake up and see what time it really is. I'm going to briefly go over this with you, but it's called Executive Order 13603 that your lovely President Mr. Obama signed into office, and is what? The National Defense Resources Preparedness, which gives rise to martial law in the FEMA camps, which is unconstitutional, by the way, but they threw that out long ago. You never had had rights to begin with. But in a nutshell, this talks about how they're preparing for defense and national defense resources and how they want to enslave everybody into FEMA camps. Because if you even read Section 502, it even talks about mandated inmate slavery, and so to speak. But also Section 601 even says that this government has the so-called right to collect and maintain data for your security. Because in the name of security, that's why we're doing this. Because in the name of national security, we're trying to protect you, and that's why we're spying on you. Don't you see that the military police state and the Gestapo is already here? Don't you already see that we're already in the military police state? It's only a matter of time. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because time is running out. But this is Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated and saying shalom. Truth Unveiled here, and today I would like to go over with you all of the states of emergencies that we've been seeing these past couple of days, as well as share with you the bigger agenda behind all this, because yes, there's always a bigger agenda. Now, I'm here at the LA Times, and the reason we're here is because it says wildfire burns more than 30,000 acres, prompting state of emergency. 2 dead, getting better if everything's supposed to be okay, according to Mr. Obama. Well, it looks like it's quite the opposite. I wonder why that's the case. But it even goes on to say the firefighters said they were dealing with increasingly gusty winds Friday evening, bringing new worries that the fire will start spreading rapidly again. About 2,000 people have been evacuated as firefighters try to defend some 15 incidents that have been going on as well. So we know that it is common for there to be states of emergencies. However, could there be a bigger agenda behind all this? And the question you should be thinking about is, why are we seeing an uptick of these states of emergencies? Why are we seeing an uptick in all of these disasters? Has it ever occurred to you why we're constantly seeing these things if everything's supposed to be destroyed? 100 structures. As of Friday evening, the blaze was 5% contained, and Governor Jerry Brown issued a state of emergency for Kern County, a move that helps more quickly get aid to impacted communities. Now, this isn't the first time that California has been under states of emergencies, because we also saw states of emergencies in Los Angeles specifically a few months ago with the whole nuclear and 100 structures were lost. And anytime you see this words or this phrase state of emergency, some serious alarm bells should be ringing. And we're going to go over that, and we're going to see why that's the case. But it goes on to say that fire officials confirmed 2 fatalities Friday in a fast-moving fire near Lake Isabella that has scorched more than 30,000 acres and destroyed